Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
I'm concerned at this point that we still don't entirely know the universe of documents that are out there or other places he may have stored them. I'm still not 100% convinced that they have everything back in custody, in the government's possession. So that's number one. Number two, in terms of his inability to handle this stuff, look, President Biden did the right thing when he issued an order saying that former President Trump should stop getting the courtesy intel briefings that former presidents get. Clearly, that was the right call. And I like to tell people, just to kind of put a personal touch on this, if a guy named Donald J. Trump applied tomorrow to serve coffee at the Starbucks at FBI headquarters, based on his record of mishandling documents, he would not get the security clearance for the coffee job at FBI headquarters. And yet people are talking about him running for president again.
Yeah, it is a scary thought. Now that you know what he does with our crown jewels, with our secrets, with our ability to keep ourselves safe from other people's military attacks or terrorist attacks, whatever it is that is classified information, whether it's human intelligence and the control of human intelligence, how we gather intelligence in order to secure our country, to secure our people. He doesn't give a damn, okay? He doesn't give a rat's ass. Donald Trump is saying that the classified top secret, compartmentalized intelligence, the eyes only, the kind of intelligence about nuclear weapons, and we don't know which country's nuclear weapons program it is that he had. Was it an allied country that will not trust us any longer to coordinate with us or to exchange and share information with us? Or was it an enemy's country where they now know what we don't know about their nuclear programs? Do you know what I'm saying? No matter how you slice or dice this, he said these documents were his. Well, they were never his. They were never his. They were the property of the intelligence community that gathered these pieces of information. They were never protected under executive privilege. They were protected by secrets. They were protected by classification. And so you had the Department of Justice yesterday decide that they were going to issue a two-part appeal to this loose cannon judge, to this Judge Loose Cannon, who has no judicial experience at all. And yet, even after Donald Trump lost the election, the Republican Senate decided to give her a lifetime appointment to a federal court as a judge. She's 41 years old. She has never, ever, ever been a judge, ever. At any level. She's never been a traffic court judge. She's never been a people's court judge. She's never been a television judge. She's never been, and now she's a federal court judge making decisions about our national security. And so the Department of Justice, they pushed back against her and they argued to her that these are not the president's personal records. He has no right to possess them. And so they asked two things of her. They asked her to stop her stop. Okay, because that's how the law is. It's double negatives all the time, which is meant to confuse you, okay? But they said, listen, you are literally injuring the criminal investigation of matters involving national security. You need to enjoin yourself, stop yourself from enjoining us from pursuing this criminal investigation into national security secrets. They don't belong to him. These documents could cause the most immediate and serious harms to the government and to the public at large because you're not letting us investigate the criminal activity that is associated with this intelligence breach. And you're worried about his reputation? You're worried about how it harms him? They're saying, we're not so worried about how it harms him, okay? We're worried about how it harms national security, and you should be too. So they asked her to please take the limit off of the Department of Justice, who, by the way, the DOJ is the head of the FBI, and the FBI is doing an intelligence investigation. And so it's all executive branch investigation. And the same person, Merrick Garland, who is in charge of DOJ, is in charge of the FBI and the FBI's intelligence units. That's why Jay Bratt, who is the counterintelligence head of the Department of Justice and the export control portion of the Department of Justice, which deals with nuclear, weapons and nuclear secrets, that's why he was the one that was sent down to Mar-a-Lago. I'm sure it was the Secret Service that tipped off the government. I'm sure it was when they said, oh my God, look at this stuff. This is nuclear secrets. We're not even allowed to look at this. Okay. I mean, when it all is said and done, I think that will be right. But their argument is so solid. They said, here's the exact words that are in the appeal. And by the way, Trump has until Monday at 10 a.m. to respond to this. But they wrote the classification markings establish on the face of the documents that they are government records and not the plaintiff's personal records. Just the classification markings alone tell everybody in this audience and everywhere around the world that these are not the president's executive documents. This is the government's.